Hello, everybody, and hello, Annaliese.
Hello.
And lovely to see you, and lovely to be here in your workshop. So, the first question I'm going to ask you, Annaliese, is just to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I started off doing art when I was really, really tiny. Loved doing art at school, and when I was going through my school days, um, I was always drawing and painting and making things. So I think art's been in my life forever. But I went to art school back in the UK, where I lived until very recently, and I loved it. It was marvellous. But I didn't know what to specialise in. I didn't have a thing in my mind that I wanted to settle on. So I just had a normal career, um, working in insurance, things like that, very boring. And then when I moved over here with my husband, who's Irish and who was researching his roots, um, I discovered that there was an art degree going on in Castlebar. And I thought, this is my chance. This is my chance to do something artistic. So I applied and I got on the course and I did a 3-year degree in art. And just before I started that, I went on a mosaic course in Suffolk with a friend. And immediately I fell in love with the medium. So it was just fortuitous that at that point I found mosaic, or mosaic found me. And after I finished my degree, I decided that this was going to be my career. So I completely changed career at the age of 57, it was. And I moved here with Chris in 2018 into this beautiful community, and we've been welcomed so marvellously here. And I've been commissioned to do a few pieces for neighbours as well. And this is, I'm very, very thrilled to be doing this commission for the community.
But that's great. It's great to have you here because to have our own artist kind of in residence in the parish is a tremendous thing, And maybe you could tell us, about some of the other things you did and some of the other pieces you made before we talk about the ones we were going to get to eventually.
Yeah, sure. So the first big piece that I did was actually commissioned by another neighbour who was part of the Swinford Butterfly Garden project.
Oh, yes.
And they wanted a memorial wall for their project, which is a commemorative, quiet place where folk can grieve the loss of small children. The Butterfly Garden's a wonderful idea, a beautiful project. And they wanted a colourful, peaceful mosaic for the garden at the Grabson Woods in Swinford. So I made that for them in 2022, I believe. Huge wall with butterflies, and it was a learning curve because I'd never done a big mosaic before, and it was a real chance to hone my skills making mosaics. And there's one thing that I wouldn't do again, and that was make a lot of it in situ, in the woods, in the rain. So I'm not going to do that again. And some other pieces that I've done have been with the water project, and I'm very interested in the preservation of rivers and streams and lakes, and I've done a big fish mosaic called the Arctic Char mosaic, and that's in Tourmakidi. That's another big mosaic on a wall, and you can see that in the car park where the memorial to, I can't remember the name of the actor, but there's a memorial in Tourmakidi, and that's where the fish is. So, and I've currently been working in Lewisburg as well for the water project. So I've had some good commissions.
That's very good. And obviously they were pleased with them as well, and that's why you keep getting more and so on. But maybe now we'll come on to these two pieces that you've decided to do for the church. So maybe you can tell us a bit about all that story. Maybe.
Yes. Well, the idea was to commemorate the 2025 Catholic Jubilee year, which I didn't know anything about before I started researching. And I went through a design process with the committee, the commissioning committee from the Kilassa Church,
That's right,
with yourself, Father
with
John,
yourself, yeah.
and tried to think of an idea to represent the aims and objectives of the Jubilee year in 2025. So part of the Jubilee process, I believe, is that a special set of doors are opened in Rome,
That's right.
that only in that particular year can you go through.
That's right.
So one of the designs for one of the two mosaics represents the open doorways of the Jubilee year, and also the open doorways representing a welcome to the parish. So I did some research photographs in the church of the shape of the doors.
Yes, that's right.
So the shape of the doors mirror the shape of the doors in Kilassa Church.
Yes, okay.
So I took lots of photographs, did some designs for that particular one with the figure of Saint Lassa in the middle, so highlighting Saint Lassa. And I didn't know anything about Saint Lassa either, who is a female saint. And so part of the story of Saint Lassa was that she escaped a fire, and also Lassa in Irish is fire, so I thought it would be good to incorporate fire in the design as well as the saint. And also in Kilassa we've got a holy well, and there was an initial very old church, I believe in the 8th century or something in
maybe even
Kilassa.
further back, we're not certain.
Not sure.
Not certain. I mean, it was,
So that's why I thought it would be good to have a representation of a very, very old church building. So all these things got mulled around in my head, and I did some designs, and came up with the idea of a cross to incorporate the designs in the second mosaic. And they've basically come out quite well, I think.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with them, and anyone who has seen photographs or seen them in reality, anybody who has, they're all great praise for them. They're very beautiful, I'd say. That's one thing I have to say.
The whole process of designing them and putting them together I found really a challenge, because I hadn't done anything like that before, but it was really enjoyable as well. And trying to incorporate all the colours as well, so that there was a balance in the design, and that they would be vibrant as well. Because the actual logo in the middle, the Jubilee logo, has got red, yellow, green and blue with a white background. So I wanted to incorporate all those colours in the rest of the design.
And that's what you did as well, you know. And the way it's finished off, I think personally I love the gold around the edges of this cross is beautiful. It just highlights it very, very well, you know.
Yeah, I think there's a history of gold usage in ecclesiastical mosaics.
Yes, there is.
So I wanted to reference that, so that the historical element of the design comes forward as well.
Yeah.
But the gold really shines in the light. So
it does, it does. And something, it shows it off as something sacred, I think.
Yes.
The sacredness, because this is something sacred. I mean, St. Lassa, the Jubilee, our faith, all these symbols represent our faith, and the flame of faith. That's sacred, you know. We have a sacred treasure. Our faith is a sacred treasure.
Yeah.
And this is a treasure as well, and the other one too. They're treasures. They're symbolizing the treasure that our faith is. To me, that's what I wanted. Really. That's really what I wanted.
I did feel that when I was making them, particularly when I was working on the images of the saint. It was a lovely process. It was a very calm make. Some makes are a bit fraught, you know, if you've got a deadline and you know you've got to get it right. But it seemed to be, to me, quite a calm, contemplative process.
And that's what it should be.
Making it.
I think that's what it should be, and we're very thankful to you, because when we came up with the idea at a meeting, it was actually myself that came up with the idea about the Jubilee year because I did live in Rome at one time, and I was saying, oh, we'd love to have something for the Jubilee year, and you'd be thinking, well, maybe people don't know much about the Jubilee year. People would say, what should we do? And then I thought, well, we might never get any further than that. But there was someone on the committee who said, oh, we'll ask Annaliese. And then when I got to realise what you did and all that, people went for that, and I'm glad we did decide to get you because, mosaics are so beautiful.
I love them. I think there's no other process or method of producing an artistic image that is as vibrant as a mosaic.
No.
It's something to do with the way the light hits glass.
It is.
You can't get the same effect with a painting or a tapestry or a drawing. It is a unique medium, I think.
It's very special.
I find it very, very. It's a very contemplative and calming and grounding process when you make a mosaic.
Yeah, and even to look at it, I just noticed there now looking at it, it kind of calms.
It does. You look at it and you look at the individual pieces, and your eye moves across, and it's a way of. It's very meditative as well.
It is.
Especially when you're doing things like this, where you're trying to merge the colours. You have to cut the pieces individually to fit the space, and then you place a piece and think, does that go there? Maybe not. Take it back, put another piece on, and you're constantly assessing how it fits against its neighbours.
That's right.
And that's in itself, that's a very calming, grounding process, because all the other thoughts you have in your head or your worries, they all disappear, and you're just concentrating on this process.
Yeah, that's lovely.
And it's very good for your mental health.
And the other thing I'd say is Pilgrims of Hope. That was the theme of the Holy Year, and just thinking that St. Lasser came from Fermanagh, so she was a pilgrim, came here to Kildare and stayed here and built a church. And we are pilgrims as well.
Yes.
And in our time, we are pilgrims, and we're encouraged to give hope to the world. Our faith can give us hope, give hope to the world, which hopefully this will help to do as well.
I agree, and also because mosaic is so long-lived as an art, it's never going to fade. It's not going to. It's not going to disintegrate over time. So it's also a representation of keeping hope alive for years and years and years, and being able to concentrate on the good things and not be bowed down by the bad things.
Yeah, and the beauty of this kind of shows the beauty of our faith, and I suppose the beauty of the world as well. Even though it can be in a terrible state, but there's still great beauty that we need to treasure.
Yeah, and we can all make beautiful things.
Absolutely.
And if we just calm our minds and take the time and slowly create something, because these take months to make.
They do.
It's a representation of somebody using the time instead of worrying and fretting to make something beautiful. So
that's right.
I'm glad you like it.
No, thanks, Annaliese, and thanks very much. And it's fantastic to have these. And we're putting them up in each church, one in each church, and it will add to the beauty of the church. I know that people will be able to see them and enjoy them as well.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing them up on the wall.
Yeah, so will I. So will I. So I think we'll say thanks, Annaliese.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for doing it, because it's the finished product. We can all come and admire it, but it did take hours and hours and hours and hours, and that's the part that you did. So we're grateful. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.